Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be making for you the second soap in our mini mayhem collection, and that soap is called Killah. This is a soap we made last year and it was called Creature Feature. It is scented with some pumpkin cardamom from Bramble Berry, which is one of our most favorite pumpkin-y scents. It's golden pumpkin and cardamom fragrance oil from Bramble Berry, and it is just delightful. This hands down was our best Halloween scented soap last year. So when we were developing this soap for this year, we knew it had to come back. The fragrance has notes of baked pumpkin, cardamom, patchouli, chai, and sandalwood, and it is truly like a pumpkin spice fantasy. It is so autumnal, it is so like baked and delicious, and we're obsessed with it. To the soap batter, I also added some copper mica. It looks kind of like tan and it will discolor a little bit more because of the fragrance oil. Not a ton, not anything like the soap I made last week that was with that cashmere oud, which turned like dark brown, almost purpley. This will just discolor to a nice, lovely autumnal brown color. So I am keeping that in mind with my design. Once I have blitzed that up, I will portion off about a third of the soap batter into our little pour container there. And this is going to be colored with some activated charcoal that I'm adding right now. I'm not going to stir that up because I don't want it to start setting up quite yet. This fragrance oil behaved really nicely, but just to give myself as much wiggle room as possible, I didn't stir that up. I will then pour off about half of that soap batter that's remaining into the slab mold there to let it set up. Then I will go in and stick blend that soap batter with the activated charcoal in it. I find that activated charcoal is a lovely like black colorant. However, it really shines when you blitz it with some stick blender. It kind of, I feel like it activates it a little bit. So that's what I did there. I then will go in and dust the soap in the slab with some orange mica. This is just orange mica from Bramble Berry. I will then ever so cautiously pour that soap batter that is in the pour container over a scraper. And if you hear any car sounds in the background, I'm actually recording this voiceover in the car in the parking lot of my work on my lunch. So just disregard that. Pretend it's like spooky noises or something. Anyways, I'm pouring that soap batter over my scraper so it doesn't dip down into the uncolored soap base, or I guess it's colored with some copper mica. I will then level this off ever so slightly. I am going to do a hanger swirl, so it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth, but I want it to be at least like the same amount of soap batter across the whole top. We will then go in with more of that orange mica, scrape out that container just to get those edges down, and then we will pour that over the scraper as well so that all of the soap batter is in that slab there. This is setting up pretty nicely, and I bet I could have poured it in a way that would make the soap batter not kind of dip down, but I just want to be cautious. Like I said, this soap is behaving really well. It kind of is the consistency of maybe like applesauce, so it's not necessarily super pourable, as you can see where I have kind of scraped it out already. It's holding its shape, but I'm not concerned because we only have really like one more step before we do our top design, so I have plenty of time to do what I want with it. Once I have that container scraped out, I'm going to break out my hanger swirl tool, and if you've seen our videos, the most recent ones, we've been doing this technique a lot, but I'll just do a lot of quick up and down motions to get that hanger swirl technique. Last year when I did this, I was inspired by like the mouth of a jack-o'-lantern, which kind of inspired this technique that I was doing. And so I wanted to refer back to that this year as well. And I'll put a picture up in one of these corners here of the soap from last year, the Creature Feature soap. We really hadn't even intended it to do so as well as it did last year. It kind of was just like a one-off batch, but it behaved really well in terms of sale. And then I am going to kind of dollop the remainder of that black soap batter all over the top of my soap in the slab there. And then I'll break out my chopstick and I'll zoom in the camera for y'all. And I'm going to do a feathering technique, which we do this all the time. So you've definitely seen us do this before. But I wanted to kind of break up those globs of soap batter a little bit more and spread them out evenly across all of the soap in that slab. I am gonna then, once I've gone front to back, I'm gonna go side to side as well. Since those globs were pretty firm, they didn't like self-level, this is gonna make sure that I have that top as smooth as possible without breaking up that feathering technique. I'll then clean up the edges, tap the sides a little bit just to get out any air bubbles that might be remaining in there. And then I will clean up the edges of the slab mold. Anytime you do like a mica line like this, you make a humongous mess. So I want to clean that up. I will then dust this with some gold mica in a little mica atomizer. That's what I have in my hand there. So you just put in some mica and then it has some sort of pump mechanism that allows you to do a really fine dusting of mica. So on camera you can't really see this, but in person it has a lovely golden shine to the soap bar. It kind of makes it almost look wet, which is really cool. I'll then put a lid on this and tuck it away for 24 hours, and then it is time to unmold and slice up. And like I said earlier in the video, this will discolor, so this isn't going to be the final product. I will put a picture of the final product up in one of the corners here so you can see what that looks like once I get to the cutting stage of things. But before we can see what our hanger swirl technique did, I do have to break my slab down into a loaf. So I'm going to do that now, and as always we get 3 loaves and then a little extra from our slab, and that little extra we just save and then we reincorporate it into other bars of soap later on. We'll then break out Dorothy and make sure our soap loaf is aligned with our cutter, and then we will get to see all of our hard work and if it paid off. And it did pay off, because that is exactly what I had in mind. And once the soap discolors to its final brown color, you're going to even be able to see that orange mica line even more. It's going to be even more striking, which is exactly what I was hoping for. For my question of the video, I am going to ask you, what is your favorite Halloween movie that's not necessarily a horror movie? I am going to pick the original Halloween Town, the Disney Channel movie. It is just so like warm and cozy and fun and kooky, and it's exactly what I want in a like Halloween inspired movie. So let me know in the comment section down below, what is your favorite non-scary Halloween movie that you watch during the spooky season? But that is it. That is our Killah soap, which is part of our mini mayhem collection, which will launch for sale October 1st online and in person. If you do want to get soaps or candles or bath bombs each and every month from us, check out our website rainbrocrafts.com for more details on how to join this lovely group of people who are on the screen right now. We send them gifts each and every month as an appreciation for supporting our channel and making what we do possible. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below that non-scary Halloween movie you like to watch. Also, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell icon. Thanks. Bye.